Leandre got te juice.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
What's up, everybody? Let me see. Do y'all have the audio? I don't have audio. Is this it? Okay, there it goes. There we go. Okay, we back. There we go. All right, so StreamYard still acting up. How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling good. I hope y'all feeling good today, man. If y'all are tapping in on this live, please tap in, check in with a comment. Look, y'all, I know the notifications are messed up. Y'all help your brother out by sharing it while you're here on the live. Share it in the Discord. Share it in the inboxes. We got to do our own algorithm fixes right now. Like a lot of people have been telling me they haven't been getting the live notifications. So if y'all could, my moderators, we've been taking a few extra meetings this week. Hold on one second. Had to move the mic. All right. Had to move the microphone stand. But we took a few extra meetings this week. Some big things happening for us starting Monday, you guys. So please tap in, continue to support. We really are turning over a new leaf. We got some rebranding happening with the network. We got some team members coming onto the scene, going to be being here present on the network in front of the camera a lot more. Got a lot of things popping off. Let me get some comments up on the screen. I know we running kind of behind on notice, but what's up, Jordan, Zach? I see y'all in the chat. Mary J, my brother A.O. Sully. I know we kind of shorthanded today, but y'all go ahead and let everybody know we are live. As the numbers come in, make sure y'all drop the likes. Make sure y'all sharing the stream. Let them know we here. We got some good topics to talk about. As you all know, Alabama versus Auburn. Number 2 versus number 1. We in T-Town at Coleman Coliseum. The Alabama Crimson Tide are taking on the Auburn, whatever you want to call them today. Tigers, War Eagles, whatever they are today. Tigers, Eagles, Chickens, whatever they want to be today. We're taking them on today. I'm looking for a very highly competitive matchup, guys. I think this is going to be a game of the year. If everybody comes with their A game, Auburn is not a team to be overlooked. They're number 1 for a reason. And we're going to dive into the topic of conversation and discuss why I feel like this is going to be a good matchup. Yeah, y'all see the hair, man. It's just, I don't know what to do with it. I just let it hang. So just trying to get to let it, just get it to lay down for a little while. It's doing whatever it wants right now. But I'm glad to see everybody here. Thank y'all for pulling up. I know things have been changing the past couple weeks, guys. We got content coming. People are watching. They're watching it after. We just got to get back on our schedule. But until then, I can't appreciate y'all enough for pulling up, taking time out your day to interact, help the algorithm. Drop comments, drops your shares. Everything is helping. Appreciate y'all. But not going to waste no time. I'm going to get into the topics of conversation for today. As a matter of fact, do I have my banners typed up while I'm sitting over here? Thinking that we squared away. Let me see. Here we go. Because we're going to open the phone lines up here in about 20 minutes. Alabama versus Auburn. Okay. And we're going to get right into this conversation. I know this one is hype. I'll be doing a live watch along at whatever spot I choose to go and try to get some wings at. But y'all know how we do with our live watch alongs, man. We interact at the bars, get people tapped in. We'll be doing it from a mobile setup, so y'all know it's gonna be vibey. So make sure y'all tune in for that. We're gonna be doing that for the majority part of the game. We're gonna vibe it out, see how the vibe is wherever we go watch this game at. I already got my shirt ready. I'm ready to put my jeans on. I might do the joggers today. We might have to do joggers. I feel like chilling. How many of y'all enjoyed you all's Valentine's Day? I don't celebrate the holiday per se. I do celebrate the concept, showing love to your loved ones. How you doing, Megan? Welcome in. Everybody tapping in. Y'all continue to share it up. Let everybody know we here. But hopefully everybody enjoyed their love day. We purposely didn't want to do anything as far as interactive live content. Plus myself and Lee Bay, we ended up going out. But it wasn't for Valentine's Day. We just wanted some of our little favorite spots she treated. So shout out to the ladies that's treating they man. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate you, baby. It was definitely a quality surprise. We surprised each other with just acts of love yesterday. So hopefully everybody enjoyed their day of love. If you did, good. If you didn't, hey, you're here today and know that Coach Smook loves you. Coach Smook loves you. So, thirsty because your boy been back on this stuff. Getting back into the conversation, man. Listen, number 2 Alabama. Y'all know our Crimson Tide are currently ranked number 2 in the current NCAA men's basketball standings. Going against number 1 Auburn here in a couple hours. Here in about 3.5 hours should be tip off. I'm excited about this one. First of all, wait, it's at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm sorry, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. If I'm not Is that right? Yeah, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. So, my thing is this, y'all. This is the first time in history that the SEC has hosted the number 1 and number 2 in-season matchup between two teams in the same conference. That's crazy to know that college basketball has been around that long. So I'm trying to figure out, was there a time where Duke and North Carolina was ever number 1 and number 2, right? And played in regular season? Had to be, right? And when I go and did my research, was there ever a time when Duke and I swear I looked, the closest they had was 1 and 3. You had 2 and 4. You had 3 and 6. This is the first time in history that we're seeing this. So our boys, as much as they want to make this just a regular game. What's up, BT is in the chat, man. Y'all sporting them new tags. Megan, I got you, sis. I got you coming up on that time. Jordan, you too. I got y'all coming soon. Y'all coming up on that time, man. Y'all coming up on that time. But to see Alabama, man, and Auburn. Let's first break it down. Let's just break it down before we get into our fan mode. Let's break it down. The schematics of this game, the two styles, they're perfect matchups. They're perfect styles for either a hard defensive game where it's going to be a lot of driving to the basket, a lot of hard fouls at the rim, slowed down game because of the foul trouble and the aggressiveness to be physical, or it could be a high-paced, fast, high-scoring game. Both teams have perimeter shooters. Both teams have quality perimeter defense. I think the difference in this game is going to be, the main thing is going to be which team can maintain, can control the ball and protect the ball. Let me look at these stats. I'm pulling up some team stats real quick. Looking at the team stats. Here we go. I don't want team leaders. I want team stats. So right now, Auburn is averaging 9.3 turnovers a game. You look at Alabama. Alabama right now is averaging 13.4 turnovers per game. And a lot of these turnovers, we've had multiple games where we've had 20 plus turnovers, and they've all happened in conference play. When you're playing against a team like Auburn that averages right at 80, I think they're averaging 84 points a game. Let me look at this. What the Auburn offense, what is their team average scoring wise? 80.2 points a game. Alabama is right ahead of them at 89.7 in the last 10 games. So you're talking about a team that can really get hot in scoring, that can really go basket for basket with you. You do not want to give them the advantage by committing turnovers. And our Alabama squad has struggled with it. Most importantly, and probably the most detrimental, being our leading scorer and leader of the team, Mark Sears. And I'm not bashing. I'm not bashing Sears. I think for the amount of volume that he has, the ball in his hands, you can kind of explain the turnover rate at the pace we play, at the volume of shots we get up. You can kind of explain the turnover rate, but you want to see the ball security when you are scoring at the volumes that we can score it. The type of runs that our team can produce and go on. We average right now, on average, when we go on our 4-minute runs, 3 to 4 minute runs, on average, it's 16 to 18 points in those spans. A lot of those are quick threes. You rally a 3-strand or 4-stranded threes, mixed in with some quality backdoor cuts or some quality high pick and roll action. Like, Alabama's offense can be lethal when we're taking care of the ball and getting that volume up. You start turning the ball over, you're taking away shots. You're forcing yourself into spots where you're forcing shots instead of looking for the extra pass that might create a better shot. So it's all about ball security for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And it starts with our guard, our senior, 5th-year senior, Mark Sears. And I think he's been, for his campaign to really solidify himself as an NBA draft prospect, I think he's making he's trending in the right direction. He's definitely improved defensively on his perimeter defense, staying engaged, staying in phase with the offensive player, the ball handler, has been a lot more assertive. I think he's leading the team with charges taken right now. So I mean, he's doing the right things. I feel like it's just going to come together. And if there was a time for it to come together, it should come together in a big game when the lights are the brightest. And we've seen Mark Sears shine the brightest in these big moments. Let's talk about, I mean, look at last year in the NCAA tournament. And shout out to everybody pulling up. I'm sorry, y'all know I get on my rants and see y'all pulling up. My bad, y'all. What's up, Khalil? How y'all feeling? Joseph, how you feeling today? I'm sorry, y'all got to remember I got a new setup over here. As a matter of fact, let's move this over here so we don't have to look up. We could look up at that and use that right there. So that's a little bit, and that's just one phase of it. You look at the other guard play. Let me share this screen so y'all can look at these statistics too, man. Let me share the screen real quick. Okay. Let's share this screen. Make sure I got the right layout up here. So looking at the statistics and establishing and acknowledging our team leaders. Mark Sears leading the team with 17.8. A lot of people look at college numbers and be like, man, that's not like it is in the college game. You got to think. I think there's we playing 12 minutes less. You know, you're playing in systems is not, you know, your top athlete of every it's the good athletes, right? College basketball is not NBA though. You get what I'm saying? Everybody in the NBA is good. In college, you get by. You got some football players playing basketball. You got some scholarship baseball players playing basketball. You get what I'm saying? But 17.8 points, that's pretty good when you look at the scoring disparity across the team average-wise. A young man that I feel like is really about to really cross over into our offensive game plan as far as being implemented and being a focal point as far as a third or fourth option or reliable perimeter option. Chris Youngblood, very consistent the last 4 or 5 games from the three-point line. I think he's shooting like 46%, 47% from three-point line. That's quality offense when you're talking about guys like Grant Nelson who can create their own shots, Aiden Holloway, LeBaron Philon, who aren't necessarily primary options as in offense, but they're the secondary options that can create their own shots. And you got guys that can score off of that, like Chris Youngblood, like Muhammad Diabate. Like those guys that can be role players and get you them 8 or 12 points because they're active off the ball, they're efficient off the ball. That's what Alabama has. And you know, in the same breath, in the same token, Auburn feels the same similar style team. And you know, when you look at the numbers, let's look at the numbers. You look at the leading scorer. I mean, he's leading in all categories. Johnny Broom. Let's just give a man his credit. As much as I hate to admit it, he's going to be top 5, top 10 pick NBA. He's going to have quality career. Probably not going to be a household name, but he's going to be a guy that finds himself in a quality role on a roster for a long time. Going to be a great 2 or number 3 on somebody's team for a long time in the NBA. Quality player. But you look at his numbers, you look at the team numbers, the scoring spread is similar. You know, they got a few more guys averaging double digits, but they also got a lot more guys averaging less than 8 points a game. The minutes played, you know, similar as far as averages across the top 8, top 9. So both coaches are going to use quality depth in this game. I expect a lot of players to touch the floor tonight. You know, I would see both rotations going 9-10 deep. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But you look at the Auburn Tigers, I look at their front court. I mean, the back court, the rotation of guards that they just put on the floor, and they all can create their own shots. They're all solid perimeter defenders, and they all handle the ball very well. Like I said, they're not averaging double-digit turnovers like Alabama. They're not averaging double-digit turnovers. The closest one to averaging double turnovers a game or 2 turnovers a game is you know, their second string, I guess not second string, but their guard that is, you know, the secondary ball handler. So they're taking care of the ball. They're getting quality shots. They're hitting their free throws. Another thing Alabama, you know, is not, you know, necessarily being efficient on, right? Hey, that's true too, Jason Jackson. They do have a lot of experience. That's what I'm saying. Our team has to, if they were going to put it together, tonight would be the night. Mark Sears this would be where his quality veteran leadership would come in and play a great part. Him and Cliff can really showcase their leadership and their experience in tonight's game. Same thing with Jaren Stevenson. Same thing with Grant Nelson. We got some quality guys that just got to be a little bit more assertive tonight. And I think you can disrupt some guys who aren't necessarily, they do their job, but they're not used to taking over the game. Force Ja'Kai Howard, force Dylan Cardwell to have the ball in his hand for those 20 minutes that he's out there on the court. Force Denver Jones to be a more effective scorer instead of a passive shooter. Just don't let Johnny Broom and Miles Kelly snap and go off, or Tahad Pettiford. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's not let these guys go off. And I think we find ourselves in a good position to win tonight's game. And defensively, y'all know I love to talk strategy. Defensively, Alabama press up on everything. Close space, especially on Johnny Broom. You let him start getting active from the mid-range, it could be a long night because he can work so much of the floor playing the mid-range area. The way he distributes the ball, the way he sets himself up to be in position to make quality, second chance opportunities, whether it's rebound kick out or rebound put back. Getting in ISO, setting the area for himself, right? Like, we gotta get disruptive early. I don't think we fare well if we try to play the half court game against Auburn early. I think we have to push tempo, try to create space, or at least expose a opening on the back end, pace the half court, right? It's a lot of things that Alabama has been testing in the last few games. I think they've purposely prepared for this game, and we're going to see everything unfold tonight. So if you're excited about that, we're going to be opening the phone lines here in about 15 minutes. Y'all give me your thoughts. Alabama, Auburn. I got a game tonight. I got a game. I think this game is going to end up being a 79-71 type game. 79-71. I think this game turns in the second half, early in the second half, with an early spurt by Alabama being at home. I think the energy is in the building. I think Mark Sears is probably set out to prove himself. Him and Grant Nelson have a little bit to prove in this matchup. Last year handling business, coming back with a healthier team, not necessarily a better team, but a healthier team, a more put together team. Alabama, I think this Alabama lives up to the hype, and it becomes one of those games where it's 79-71, but the 8-point victory by the Crimson Tide isn't like an 8-point victory. It's literally the last few possessions they file in to try to buy more time. We hitting our free throws to close it out. I think it's going to be one of those games. Let me see. Some tell me this ain't going to be the last time we see each other this season. Well, we go to them in the tournament is in Auburn. So I think that's going to be exciting. I'm actually going to be making my way up there this year. You think it lives up to the hype, Zach? That's what's up, man. Oh no, not Gabe coming in with the Auburn love. What's up, Gabe? Welcome in. Make sure you drop a like. I think we're gonna see a good game in a few hours here. Y'all, this water is so good right now. We definitely see each other at least 3 times. The thing is, we can see them now. Let me see. We're going to see them now. Right? Got them in March on the 8th. Right? That's the end of the season. And then you go into the conference tournament. We could see them in the conference tournament for the conference championship. And then if their only losses are to us, they'll get a number 1 seed in a different bracket. We could see them in the Final Four. We could see them in the Final Four. So we could see them 4 times this season. It's hard to beat a team 4 times, y'all. What's up, William? Tapping in, I see you. Yeah, Gabe, I think this game is going to be a good one, man. I really do. And that kind of opens up the conversation. Who's the key players in this matchup? Who's the key players in this matchup? My key player for Alabama right now, I think you have to get it from a guy that's not your primary scorer. to me, that's going to be Chris Youngblood. Chris Youngblood is Alabama's key player for this matchup. Is not Mark Sears. Is not Grant Nelson. Is not Cliff in the paint. I think those guys will do what they have to do. If we see a little a small struggle offensively, Chris Youngblood has to be the guy. He's a big body guard. He's not necessarily tall. He's 6'4", about 225, 230. Big body guard, so he gives you that range with his 6'6", 6'7" wingspan. He gives you that range to, body up with your small forward builds, your 6'7", 6'8" guys, right? That's try to slip to that low post area. He has the post defensive skills to play down low and bump with some of your bigger body guards. He has the quickness on the perimeter, but offensively, his skill set, the spot up shooting ability, and also just to create a shot, in the mid range. Chris Youngblood is my X factor for this game for Alabama. Now for Auburn, it was a toss up for me because a lot of Auburn fans probably look at this analysis and be like, bro, you just don't know what you're talking about. But I think the guy that I feel like if Alabama was to attack something or force a series of actions for Auburn's offense, they will deny Johnny Broome and they will want to work your big man high pick and roll actions. Right? That's what I would do if I was Nate Oates. I would want to force the high pick and roll actions away from Johnny Broome. So any one of your big guys that get involved in that pick and roll action, whether it's Johnson or Cardwell or even Hudson. Hudson is one of your big body guys, your big men that get in that high pick and roll action. 6'7", 6'8" guy. Doesn't play a lot of minutes, but when he's in, you see what he's in there for. Right? Crashing the boards, which is going to be important for both teams in this game. If you want to get out in tempo, you got to be able to hit the boards. You got to be able to get out of your lanes. And so my X factor for y'all, if I had to go between Chandy Johnson and Cardwell, I probably lean more towards Cardwell because with the amount of minutes he plays, I would love to see the ball in his hands for 4 or 5 seconds in a possession, or 3 or 4 seconds in a possession. That means we're defending good. We're taking away. We're hedging the right. We're pushing up over the screen. Properly forcing guys off of their line, their path to the rim. So I think it now. On the flip side of that, for Auburn to have success, if the ball is in his hands and he's able to create some positive action off of that, meaning, whether it's penetrate, dribble, attacking the rim, dribble to create action off ball, backdoor looks, whatever it is off of that action. If he's able to see it efficiently and get started early, that could be an X factor for Auburn taking this game and possibly winning. But I got Alabama getting into their groove early. I would love to see this team hungry tonight, not laid back. I think there's enough hype around it. Just be hungry tonight, and I think we come out with the victory. Alabama Crimson Tide. Like I said, 79-71. Let me see what the over-under is on this game. Let me see what the spread is. All right, so the spread is oh snap. Alabama by 1.5. The over and under is 172. I read right? Am I reading that right? 172. 80 maybe. I just don't see these teams go. I don't see these teams going high scoring tonight. I don't see Alabama and Auburn hitting the 90s and scoring unless we get overtime. But this game, I think there's two quality defensive teams that are going to present some hazards. I mean, some trouble for the opposing offenses, and we got some quality offenses on the court today. So let me see. I just got a message, y'all. I know my phone been going off crazy. Oh, I got to do a special shout out real quick, man. I got to do a special shout out Shout out to the Pritchett family, man. We were actually just talking about, we were doing some pre-recorded content highlighting the class of 25 recruits, and I saw Marshall Pritchett's father share the video. I mean, his photo op of his first year at Alabama, his senior headshot, right? I mean, freshman headshot. And I was just looking at, the quality of athletes that we have in this class. And so we'll be diving into that topic next here on the Coach Smook call-in show, talking about some kind of under the radar players on the Alabama roster coming into this spring. I don't know if y'all noticed, but this is a pretty talented class, man. This is a pretty talented class. I look at every positional group. We didn't go heavy at the wide receiver position, running back position. We went and got some defensive players, and we really stacked up on some quality athletic guys in our secondary, the quality athletic guys in our linebacker room right there in the middle of the field. We went into our interior defensive line and got some crazy, super athletic, not your normal guys that you would see running in Alabama. Your 6'8", 6'9", 380-pound, 4'7" defensive. Nah, we went and got some boulders, some bowling balls that know how to, create havoc, move, and get to the ball, use their hands, violent with their hands. We went and got some quality guys. And so I kind of spoke on one, and the family took acknowledgement of it, and I just want to say thank you to the Pritchett family. Pop Wesley, man, got to speak with him, man. Great guy. Going to be joining the show soon. Get in some conversation. Y'all know how we do. We get our family, we get our network and stuff going, and we just start building those relationships because that's what we do. That's just what we do. Authenticity above all here on the Coach Smook Network. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 15 in the chat on YouTube, 95 in the chat on Twitter. Listen, if you're on Twitter, pull up to the YouTube side. We're still pushing towards our goal for our 4K subscribers, man. We're still pushing towards our goal. I know a lot of people looking at you stuck at it 2.8. It doesn't matter, man. As long as the goal is out there, we're gonna keep pushing. We got 12, 13 more days to still reach that goal. 4K subscribers here on YouTube, and subscribing to the channel is absolutely free. I know it's a lot of people that watch my show that don't have a YouTube account. Create you a free Google YouTube account and subscribe to your boy channel. Help me achieve my dreams. Help me achieve my dreams. Nah, for real. Continue to support. Just subscribe, like, and share the videos. It's simple. I know I see a lot of people sharing stuff in our Discord. Continue to share our content. Support the Coach Smook Network. We got some quality stuff turning over here on the Coach Smook Network, especially with spring ball coming up. We got a visit we'll be making. When y'all see this person come across our platform, just know that we have really done the work behind the scenes, solidifying the team, legitimizing everything, literally like documentation, paperwork, people that donated in the past. We got everything. I thank God for wisdom. How about that? I just thank God for wisdom, because we've really protected ourselves to set us up for success going forward. And anybody that's becoming a part of the Coach Smook Network and that's supporting the Coach Smook Network, I guarantee you will not regret. You will not regret being here and being a part of what we're doing. But until then, let me get this quick infomercial out. A quick 20-second, 30-second break. Get rebooted here, and let's get ready to dive into the topic. I got two players that I want to talk about that's on this roster that's in this 25 class, Alabama football, that I think are really going to turn some heads coming into the fall season. One is currently on campus, and I need to confirm if the other is on campus. But we're diving into our tight end room and talking about the two freshman signees at tight end, Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchett. So y'all don't go anywhere. Stay right there. While we're in this quick break, man, make sure y'all share the stream up. Send it to somebody inbox. Tell them we about to open the phone lines here in about 15 minutes. And I want to hear your thoughts. What freshmen y'all looking to make an immediate impact other than the two I'm going to talk about? All right. Tapping in here on the Coach Smook Call-In Show. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all for supporting. And as always, man, don't forget to like, share, subscribe on the video, and continue to support here at the Coach Smook Network. Love y'all.
Leandre Gotte Giusto.
when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Yeah. Man, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. I love hearing my daughter's voice on that. I don't know about y'all, man. I love my kids. I love my children. And like, bro, like I don't even think what's funny is with that little sound bite, my daughter, we recorded that on my phone. Ah, man, when did I record that? When did I leave from Virginia? February? Like February 27th or something like that of 2024. I recorded that with my daughter probably like Valentine's Day or the day after. Because we were still doing our live streams from, Bama football on YouTube. But I was still, we was in transition or whatever. And my daughter, she just kept like, I would always catch her like messing with my headphones and everything. And baby girl, one day I just had her like, I was playing some beat. And this wasn't the beat she did it to. I just told her to record it. And I said, just say it like you rapping. Y'all remember I had my daughter on stream, singing her ABCs before, rap her ABCs. Well, baby girl, Mari, she put her talents to use. And almost a year later, I found use for that clip. And just to hear man, y'all can't tell me it ain't fire, man. My baby, come on, listen to it one more time, y'all.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Man, that junk is so funny, man, because my baby, I guarantee you, if she could hear it right now, she probably hyped. So I appreciate y'all for supporting the network. And y'all can see it's starting to become a little catchy thing. Like people when they see me out, they be like, that's Coach, I like that little intro. So we're going to keep trying to bring the heat with our content and the way we deliver it. So I appreciate y'all for supporting. Now, let's get into the next conversation, man. The next conversation, I want y'all to let me hear it, man. I want y'all to let me hear it. We got some names that I want y'all to be looking out for here on this Alabama roster. And don't forget, y'all, there's still opportunities to support the network. You can become a co-sponsor on the stream by donating, and y'all know we don't beg for nothing. But if you want to donate super chats, you'll be recognized as a co-sponsor on today's stream. All super chats, direct Venmo, Cash App, PayPal donations, and gifted memberships will be recognized as co-sponsors on today's stream. We haven't been doing an agenda push for that because we have some quality sponsors coming on board and supporting the Coach Smook Network. So we really want people to join and become members just, out of reluctancy, to be present for quality information that we're going to be putting out. Everybody that knows spring ball season, y'all know that's when Coach Smook, 2 years into this now, that's when we get hot and heavy with the information and providing the insight and team reporting and everything. So we're good. We're locked in on our end, and we're going to provide our paying subscribers and supporters. We're going to provide them with some quality insight, some extra mile insight. So y'all continue to support that, and we're going to be there for y'all. We're going to do that for y'all. Now, let's get into this conversation, man. Couple of Alabama signees that I want to talk about today. And we're going straight to the offensive side. We kind of talked about the defensive side last time, where we talked about the guys in the secondary that are coming onto this roster: Chuck McDonald, Ivan Taylor, Dijon Lee, Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in that secondary. You got Chuck McDonald, Dijon Lee, Yvonne Taylor. Who am I missing, chat? Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing a big name too. Defensive back, Coach Smook is tripping. Dijon Lee, Yvonne Taylor. Okay, I don't think I'm missing nobody. I think I got all three of them. Cause we got some quality ones that's returning from the previous year. Okay. I didn't miss nothing. See, look at God. Won't he do it? Won't he keep you online when you know what you're doing and you're doing what you did, what you did? Yes, sir. All right. So looking at this class, man, we talk about the secondary, of course. I want to talk about the guys on the offensive side, particularly the two tight end signees of this 2025 class that we signed. One being Caleb Edwards. Y'all know that he was on my radar very early. Once Alabama came, Kalen DeBoer and his staff came over to Alabama, and I look at the style of offense, and the young man just fits. Comes from the West Coast. The build is there for this tight end position. What's required? You look at how Josh Cuevas has kind of thrived. CJ Dupree was kind of limited, in the years that he was at Bama, but in this system, you saw his skill set thrive. I think you have a more athletic CJ Dupree, a more athletic Josh Cuevas and Caleb Edwards, right? Just a pure athlete. I look at the size in itself, 6'6", 235. I feel like he's going to come in and be more of our H-back that can be a quality receiver out the backfield. Not just a blocking H-back, a quality receiver out the backfield. You look at his frame, he's just going to fill out. I see him getting up to that 245 range as a freshman. Already at 235, 240. I can see him playing at 245, 250, as an H-back. And we don't necessarily call them fullbacks, but that's what H-backs are in today's phase and new nuances of college football and the game of what it is. Your H-backs do the fullback type duties. Robbie Oots. Okay. So I see a guy like Caleb Edwards coming in and getting the opportunity to present those skill sets. You got other tight ends on that roster, but 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", 255, 34, 35-inch vert, 4'5", sub 4.4 speed. He can stretch the field. He's not a slow body. This is another. He can go out there and play the big X if you want him to. He has that type of skill set. So that's one guy we're talking about, and I'm gonna show his on-3 profile. I kind of like how they got it set up right now with these guys, that are signed to not to Alabama, that are signed to their respective universities. As you can see, signed to Alabama isn't an early enrollee, but like I said, this is an offense where this style of play fits his skill set. Used to touching the ball a lot. I think his senior year was 50 plus catches, 50 plus receptions in his senior year. A guy that's used to getting the ball in the red zone, that's going to, that's used to using his body, right? Jump ball, type body. Guy that can box out or route up a linebacker. I'm getting a text message, y'all. Okay, thought it was something. I know I got to keep my phone on. It's the weekend. I got friends that like to drop bombs on the weekend when they think I'm sleeping. Shout out to all my friends, man. Shout out to all my friends. But Caleb Edwards, y'all. Let me go back to another name. Let me see. Go back to our other guy, Marshall Pritchett, man. I was talking about him a little bit earlier. Y'all heard me talk about the interaction I had with his family, man. His father, a former player himself, played at Notre Dame, and then also just coached on multiple levels. Quality, they breed athletes. His DNA is athletic. He has an athletic DNA, and you look at his son Marshall. Marshall is a guy, and this was a conversation. I don't know if y'all remember, and I don't like to take credit for stuff as if I was the only one saying something about it, but I don't know if y'all remember when we talked about Marshall Pritchett. I talked about his athleticism, the swag that he played with, right? And y'all remember we were looking at his highlight film, and I was kind of like, he has that kind of like that new, not necessarily Travis Kelce skill set, but that attitude as a tight end. Like, I don't care that I'm not getting 19 targets a game, but the 5 that you give me, 3 out of the 5 are going to be big plays. And when you get me out of space, he's that type of guy. But I also see him getting opportunities, especially in the red zone, man. I think somebody was talking about it in the chat the other day. What's up, Jason? I see you in the chat. What's good, man? Do you think Alabama should cancel the spring game? I read an article about other teams considering cancel. I've heard about a lot of different things happening at Alabama now. That these NIL and these portal things are the reins are getting tightened up on, because now they feel like they should replace it with just instead of going spring game, allow that to be another full week of practices. There are some things being proposed. I'm like, wow, just take away the whole integrity of what we know college football to be. We gotta accept it. It's changing, man. We see what's driving. But I don't think Alabama would. There's too much. There's way too much quality fan support. You're talking about a spring game on campus. You're going to have upwards of 120, 140,000 people. Business booming for the area. An influx of anywhere 250K people in town. Not just fans, but people that are recovering the team that want to get the insight. So many resources dedicated, allocated, so many businesses. I don't know. It's a lot to miss out on if you're at the University of Alabama, which is Tuscaloosa is a college town. Without the University of Alabama, what is Tuscaloosa? Same thing as Auburn. Same thing as Athens. Like, without the universities and these things that the university athletics bring, the university itself bring, what is this town? How do they thrive economically? That's a whole nother conversation. But that's my thoughts on it. Facts. Derek Meadows is 6'6". Derek Meadows is 6'6", about 215. And you can see why I'm excited about him. He's to me a year development project. Get him into the lab working on that route running. I think you square that up and get a little bit more physical. See what his route running bag is like. Get him out of just the third phase routes. Get him into some quick games, some twitch type action things, getting the ball in the big body hands fast and allow him to make work right after the catch. That's what Kalen DeBoer does. We saw Rome Medusa, he made a lot of big plays downfield, but everybody forget he was active in the screen game, quick screen game. So looking at, but back to Marshall Pritchett, man. I'm telling you, 6'5", 220, a guy that can like Derek Meadows can be split outside, has the skill set. He's actually a better route runner, in my opinion. He's one of the better route runners in the tight end room as a whole. I look at Josh Cuevas, he's a quality guy. You look at Danny Lewis. To me, Danny Lewis is your sneaky big body athlete that you don't know where to put him. His inconsistency in inline blocking is probably what keeps him, in the up and down trend. But a guy like Marshall Pritchett, guy like Caleb Edwards get on campus, guys who don't mind inline blocking, who are physical, understand angles and leverage. You get in this system with Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer and this staff, Brian Ellis, and like young guys are going to play. Marshall Pritchett is one of those guys. And honestly, to me, if you look at the hands in the tight end room, one maybe, Danny maybe, and then Marshall Pritchett is next on my list. I've seen this guy make some crazy athletic catches. Not just the one-handed catches. I'm talking about literally over the shoulder, in phase, looking the ball in. A lot of tight ends can't do that. Big body guys, they struggle with that. I see this guy sitting low, coming out of his drive back to the ball out of his routes, the hitches and the curls. His breaks, he's coming out of his breaks low. 6'5" body that can get low, get pad level low and change momentum, shift momentum like he does. It's quality prospect. You get guys like those two and Marshall, who's going to be in camp, spring camp. He's already there. The workouts are coming along. Everything's kind of falling in place for him. he's going to have a leg up and getting on there in that rotation. You look at the tight end room. CJ Dupree is gone. Robbie Oots is gone. Josh Cuevas played spottily and started getting a lot more quality reps towards the end of the season. You look to him to be a leader in that room coming back. Danny Lewis, who was in the portal, coming back, right? He came back. The tight end room is got some quality guys in there. Let me pull up this depth chart. I'm gonna see if I can get a screenshot of this depth chart uploaded for y'all. I know we lost Lockwood in the portal. You got Jay Lindsey still on campus, right? It's gonna be a quality competition in the tight end room. It's gonna be a quality competition in the tight end room. And I'm mistaken. Caleb Edwards is early enrolled. If I'm reading this correctly. Can somebody fact check that? Is Caleb Edwards enrolled early? Looks as if he is. Oh, he's not. He's not enrolled early. Okay. So I'm looking at the tight end room. Josh Cuevas, Jay Lindsey is still there. Redshirt freshman. Danny Lewis Jr., redshirt junior. This is a make it or break it year for Danny. I'm not even going to lie. He has to cross over to that whatever the hump is, whatever is not allowing him to see the field. He has to cross it this spring or he's back in the portal. He's back in the portal, I guarantee it. Especially with a guy like Cuevas coming back, he's not going to fumble many opportunities. He's a consistent player that's going to deliver. I swear I just heard something pop. But yeah, quality talent in this tight end room. And here we go. I'm about to show y'all. Here goes the tight end room coming into the spring. Josh Cuevas, Jay Lindsey, Danny Lewis, Marshall Pritchett. Caleb Edwards is not there. All right, Caleb Edwards is not there. And I expect Josh Cuevas to really, I don't think he'll get like a senior spring. I think he has an opportunity to really grow, create some value for himself. Because he is way more skilled and athletic than a lot of your football talking heads were giving him when he came over from Washington. A lot of people were underestimating him. I just knew it would be a learning curve. Because they did require the tight ends to do a little bit of a different job than what, that system was, originally designed for. But Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchett, those are my two young guys that I feel like can make an immediate impact at the, as true freshmen coming in onto this roster at Alabama. One thing about this offensive style, this offensive play calling style, the passing game in the middle of the field belongs to the tight ends and the running backs. You see a lot of checkdowns from, the quarterback in this scheme. The running back is coming to the middle of the field. The tight end has space. He's finding space in between the linebacker zones. He's getting one-on-one matchups with safeties. And it's going to be who I believe Keelan Russell to be the starter. It's going to be the tight end is your young quarterback's best friend. He's your quarterback's best friend in the passing game, but you're a young quarterback. You're keeping everything in front of him. You're giving a big body target. So guys like Danny Lewis, Marshall Pritchett, and Caleb Edwards, they're going to have to, especially in fall, they're going to have to showcase their understanding and the depths of this offense and what's being required of them, right? So that they can capitalize on these opportunities. Because a young guy like Keelan Russell, and I'm telling y'all guys, there are a lot of reports just guys that are working out with him, throwing with him, getting the extra reps, and they're talking about how different the arm talent is. But I've been telling y'all, it's not even just the arm talent; it's his understanding of this offense. Not even just football, but just this offense. To have the luxury of having like phase 1 and phase 2 of this offense at your school that you're playing at for 4 years, that you played it for 4 years. To have phases of that offense implemented and to have the skill sets around you at the high school you're at, like that's a perfect match made in heaven as far as development and transitioning to the college game for the quarterback. He played with one of the top receiver in his class was on his roster, and then had three more on the have three more on the roster that's going to be, Power 5 signees next year, over the next 2 years. Offensive line scramble with Power 5 guys. Like he's played on with skill sets that match what he's going to see at Alabama, quote unquote, right? So Russell is set up to take advantage of guys like Marshall Pritchett and Caleb Edwards. I think they're going to be huge for this season. We coming up on our hour mark. Listen, if we got people in the chat that's trying to get on the phone line is now open 334-625-1121. Call in 334-625-1121. We'll get you on the line, get your thoughts on today's game, Alabama versus Auburn. I know Jordan was at the college game day. They got college game day out there turning up. We're going to be ending this show here in about 20 minutes because I just got a text. We got a spot that we're going to be able to do the stream from. I think I'm going to keep a simple setup just to make sure we don't have too much going on. But y'all know I'm trying to go and create some vibes, continue to share the network name, get the network out there. Let people know that Coach Smook Network is growing, man. Let people know that we're growing. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel because the notifications, that's going to get fixed. It's going to be, all I got to do is reset my SEO settings or whatever. And we're going to fix that. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the game today here. We got tip off in 2 hours? So hopefully, listen, no shade. I'm gonna leave y'all to the call in. I'm gonna leave y'all to the voicemail. Cause I got 3 voicemails that I gotta finish editing today and that I want to post. I think they're gonna coincide with the topic today. I think they're gonna coincide with the topic. Phone line is still open though. 334-625-1121. 334-625-1121. I think I had the wrong line open. I got the new. Yeah, I got the other one opened up. I need to get this one. Okay. All right, it's open now, y'all. So if y'all was calling in, there you go right there. Okay, there goes Zach. What's up, Zach? Let me see. Do I got him on the line?
Call from Zach Willie.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You on the line. You in the game. Talk to me, my boy.
What's going on, Coach Smook?
That much, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Excited for the game today, man.
Listen, Zach, this is new for a lot of fans who really haven't been paying attention to Bama basketball. But if there was never a game I didn't watch, like if there was a game I watch every year, it's the Alabama Auburn basketball game. Like I even though I didn't follow Alabama basketball between like 2004 to like 2009, 2010, I always watch Alabama Auburn basketball. So
right.
This is one that I get excited for. But give me your thoughts on the game, man. How you see this thing turning out?
I think we're gonna pull it out, or I'm gonna break it down for you.
Break it down, Zach.
Okay, this season against Duke and against Florida, Duke and Florida was able to match up with Auburn. If Clifford Amore or Aiden Terrell or Grant Nelson or Stevenson or whoever we get to defend Broome for most of the game, if we can match up with him, I'm not saying we're going to stop him, but slow him down, we'll win this game by 10 or more points. But if Broome is able to do what Broome does, then more than likely we'll lose this game. If he's able to go off for 30 points and 15 rebounds like he normally does, then Alabama would lose only because it would have to entail us turning the ball over a lot, us not defending well, us just not playing to our standard of basketball for us to lose a game like this. It would have to be an abnormal game for us, which tends to happen, in big games like this. But also in big games like this, we play our best basketball too. So it can go either way for us. So I'm excited, and I just have this gut feeling that we're going to pull this one out because it's at home,
Mm-hmm.
and we play better at home than we do on the road. Yes, this year we have played much better on the road this season, but typically we played better at home than we do on the road anyways, even under Coach Oates. He has brought this program around and improved this program, but still we tend to struggle more on the road than we do at home.
And I mean, most teams do, especially in the SEC, a lot of hostile environments. And I think tonight, with both teams coming in one loss in the conference, this really kind of allows each team to, really seize control of the conference, with a lot of teams starting to improve on the back end of these schedules. I'm looking at Alabama's schedule even right now. We have LSU coming up, a lot of big games in the conference coming up. A good showing against Auburn, a team that's really kind of handled their conference schedule. And even in the close games that they've had to pull out, they've just seemed composed and a lot more experienced in the moment than what we've been able to show. I think this is the game that Alabama has a chance to showcase that part of what this team is. And I mean, if Alabama gets out and starts fast, it's a bad night for Auburn. I don't think they gradually build up, they weigh on you, and then they hit you with a spurt, to close out the first half. Then they come in the second half and they kind of just weigh on you. And before you know it, they've hit 4 or 5 3-pointers in transition, without playing up tempo style. Unlike
Right.
other than like Bama, we're going to get up 60 shots a half. That's the goal. We want to try to get up 60 shots, and you can't do that when you turn the ball over. So turnovers, rebounding, attacking the basket, with aggression, with intent to score. And just looking at the schedule, man, we got Missouri coming up. We got Kentucky, Mississippi State, Tennessee is on the to kick off the month of March, and we run a span to end the season with Tennessee, Florida, and we're at Auburn. So this Alabama squad tonight really has to kick this stretch off with some momentum. Following Auburn, you got Missouri. Then right there, we got Kentucky at home, Mississippi State at home, at Tennessee. And at Tennessee is going to be a tough one. Florida at home is going to be tough. And at Auburn, we already know. So, Zach, I think you're absolutely correct, man. This team has a chance to turn the corner. Nate Oates has a chance to kind of solidify some home court advantage. And this is it right here. Tonight is today. In about 2 hours, it's going to be a big game to be watched. I think a lot of eyes going to be on this one.
Right. And Nate Oates has a chance to prove that he can beat a national championship caliber team.
Right.
With this
100%. 100%. And then, Zach, I want to get your thoughts, man. I talked about Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchett, the two freshman tight end signees here at the University of Alabama now for our football program. And a couple days ago or last week, we talked about a few of the defensive backs that signed in this class: Dijon Lee, Chuck McDonald, Ivan Taylor. Of this freshman class, man, I know you love Luke Metz. We talk about Luke. We talk about Duke Johnson. There was a name that was brought up, and you talked about this young man before, and we've actually had him on the show, Michael Carroll. Yeah. Man. Hearing some positive things about Big Mike. Do you think Michael Carroll can push for a starting position on his offensive line this year as a true freshman?
Honestly, with what I've seen from his talent perspective in high school, I think he has a shot. Will it be hard? Of course. Anything you do ain't easy, especially in sports when you're competing at college at the level that Alabama's at. Nothing's going to be easy, but do I think he can push for a starting position? Most definitely. All the freshmen can push for this year, have the talent to push for a starting position, but more times than not, we don't see the freshmen because they have to spend a year developing, and learning the style of defense, because more times than not, it's different from what they're used to at high school, or a little, or more advanced. Let me put it like that. Not necessarily different, just add a complexity to it that they're not used to.
100%. That's what we call the development curve. That's what we call a development curve. I think Michael Carroll has the ability to transition though. If there was a freshman on the offensive line, I mean, this whole group, it's kind of hard to say. Excuse me, I'm over here knocking the mic, but it's kind of hard to say which one of these freshman offensive linemen could really. I think Michael DeBose is right there. I think Lloyd Jackson is right there. I think Mal Waldrop might be the one that may be a half step behind as far as development, but I think all four could go in and give you quality looks. I think each one can go in and hold their own. And maybe if we look at the production from the offensive line of the past few years, I don't think you can fare any worse with Michael Carroll than you did with Caden Proctor his freshman year, or even, Tyler Booker his sophomore year, or, like Jaden Roberts at points last year, Wilkin Formby as a freshman last year. Like, there's been points and times where every offensive lineman in their development has looked horrible, and the good ones tend to develop, a lot faster, and they learn faster from those bad nights. I think Michael Carroll could be one of those guys where he just comes in and just has a upside, and just gradually gets better. He might, stay stagnant for a minute where he doesn't have the opportunities to showcase he's getting better. But I think he's already at a point now where he can just continue to make those right steps in the right direction. So I just wanted to touch on that, Zach, because you talked about it earlier, and I'm getting some buzz around his name here early in these fourth quarter workouts. But Zach, final thoughts, man, and last words before we get up out of here, my guy.
Yeah, just roll tide to my AAA family, and I got to do it, Coach, because we ready.
Let's go. Let's go.
We ready for Auburn.
Okay.
The city for a butt whooping, because we ready to shock the world.
Hey, you know what, Zach? I appreciate that, man. We ain't had one of those in a minute. But what's happening is, I think on paper, these teams are so even. The hype for this game will be worth it. Win, lose, or draw. I hate losing to Auburn, but this is a good team that we're playing against, and we can't half step. We can't half step. I'm going to enjoy watching this game. I promise you, I'm going to enjoy watching this game. But Zach, I'll catch up with you later, buddy.
All right, road time, my bud.
Roll time, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Zach, y'all. Zach tapping in. Y'all know Zach gonna hit that phone line every time, man. Every time. Shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. I know a lot of notifications. Look, I'm getting text messages now asking if I'm live for real. YouTube, y'all that ain't cool, YouTube. We work too hard, man. We work too hard. But if you're jumping in late on the live, man, tap in. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you continue to comment, post live. If you're tapping in, post live. It helps the algorithm get people back looking at the Coach Smook Network. We got spring football coverage. We got some recruiting insight coming up. We got some 7-on-7 coverage. We got some more day in the life vlogs, things of that nature coming here on the Coach Smook Network. But if you haven't already, think about becoming a member, supporting the Coach Smook Network. Grab the link in the description on the channel, and in each and every description on the lives. You can grab those links there and support the Coach Smook Network. Once again, if you want to support, direct donations, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, at Coach Smook Network on all of those. Greatly appreciate it. We'll definitely make note of it and give you those shout outs. Don't forget, we have charitable giving opportunities for autism awareness and Wounded Warriors of Alabama, our soldiers supporting our veterans. They're in our links on our page. Go check those out. Just continue to support. Be a part of the network. We're growing. We got merch. We got new stickers coming out. We got new membership perks. All of that stuff coming together in its due time. And we're looking to launch with greatness when we do drop these new endeavors and items and things of that nature, rewards. So thank y'all for being here. I had fun today. I like doing these shows, getting in and getting out, especially in the off season. We don't have much. We're not going to force nothing. Getting in, sharing our thoughts, bringing to light some things. Oh, and also another thing, man, this Ryan Grubb stuff. I just seen a couple of clickbait type of posts with the Ryan Grubb interview. Y'all, clickbait. I love the hustle, but we got to get away from that. No more clickbait. Let's stop giving clickbait energy. Right? Let's stop it. Let's just speak on it. Let's stop having to create drama around stuff to talk about it. Let's create quality conversations and content. Right? Let's do that. That's what we're here to do. But appreciate y'all for supporting as always. I'm your boy Coach Smook. And when you see me in the streets, holla at your boy and say, put me in the gang, Coach Smook. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.